welcome once again to the Repositioning Podcast. My name is Onyinye Favor. Guys, today, before we talk about what we need to do today or what we need to talk about today, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell so that you get notified when a video drops. Alright, let's get right into what we have today. Today we are talking about tapping into your imaginations. This is weird, sort of course, but it's important. If you're that kind of person that's always talking about being creative that, creative this and whatnot, then you need to learn how to tap into your imagination. Sometimes you can even mistake or attribute creativity to imagination, so say they are the same thing. However, they are just synonyms, but they have, their own relevance. So what I mean is, imagination is like an open door, a gateway to creativity, and also it helps you in such a way that your imagination is what you use to engage. It is what you must engage to be creative. If you're talking about being creative and you've not engaged your imagination, you've not started yet. I'll give you an instance. For instance, you're in a group of people, or you're in a group where you need to talk about developing a story for a film. You've not written the film, or maybe the film has been written halfway, but you're trying to bring out acts to make sure that the scenes are properly done and whatnot. The first thing they do is like they do a book reading, where the first, this person talk about it, this other person talk about it before they actually start, acting it out. So that moment of trying to tap into your imagination, see the picture in your mind before practicalizing it. That's what I mean by tapping into your imaginations. All right. So what are these ways, techniques, whatnot that can be used to tap into your imaginations? Activities that can be used to boost your imaginations. Number one is reading fiction books. The reason I'm fixated on fiction books is because when you're reading fiction books, you have no alternative other than to picture what you're reading. I will suggest thrillers. Thrillers is because that's my favorite. I mean, any other thing works for you. Maybe romance novels or whatnot, comics. But I'm saying thrillers because they evoke a certain kind of emotions when you are reading it, and your imaginations are already, ready to picture all the action that is going on in your head while reading that book. So that's why I'm recommending fiction books. So read fiction books because the pictorial representation you're going to have in your head is going to be massive. Imagine if I'm reading a book about an actor or a person who is a fighter. Let me give you an instance with one of my books, my favorite books of all times. The Jack Reacher series. Jack Reacher has a lot of volumes in it. And so any of the books you read about the Jack Reacher series, it's going to be awesome. Awesome. You should read it though. I'm going to leave a link in the description so that you know that you can get the book on Amazon. But that's what I'm trying to talk about reading fiction books. There are ways to tap into your imagination. Number two thing is daydreaming and boredom. I know that boredom is like a negative thing, because of what the Bible says about the idle mind is the devil's workshop. But I'm trying to bring a positive light into boredom. Now, what I mean by it is not every time you're fixated on the screen, maybe trying to work out something, trying to do something. Sometimes just let yourself free from some of these activities and allow your mind to work. Allow your mind to bear things that could possibly be an open door to a lot of things. You're not doing anything at that moment. You're just sitting down, daydreaming, thinking about whatnot. I'm not saying worrying, no. I'm saying daydream. There's a difference. When you're worrying, your mind is weighed down, and you're not in the right sense of your mind is not in the right sense at all. But when you're daydreaming, you're thinking about happy things. You're thinking about what could be a possibility for you, say in the future. What could also be a possibility, like daydreaming basically. So at that moment, you could be thinking about things that could inhibit or things that could bring about positive or productive things for you in the future. For instance, most of these games, that you're seeing, it could be that somebody has sat down out of boredom. Let's think about something. I wish, when somebody sit down and say, I wish I can create this type of game. You have an image in your head. You have what you want in your head, and then you bring it to life. So daydreaming and boredom can be an activity to boost your imagination. It can be an activity to tap into your imagination. Number 3 thing is for you to be playful. Play is something you just do because you want to be happy. At that moment, you're not thinking about anything that is stopping you from, being serious with your life per se. At that moment of play, you just want to be happy. You just want to feel happy emotions. But when you're playful, there is something that happens in your imagination. Have you ever been in situations where you're just joking with friends, and before you know it, a thought comes into your mind, and you say, this thing is a possibility, or this thing can be worked out, or whatnot? That is one way to boost your imagination, because in that mode, your brain, your imagination is active, thinking about positive things that you could bring to life when you begin to put in the work. So that's it about that. And then the last one is being open to possibilities. If your first answer to any difficult situation that is presented to you is no, you're not going to grow. You're not going to tap into your imaginations. The thing you should do is to see it as an opportunity to bring something to life. It's true that possibly you've not done it before, but saying yes to that thing and trying to put in the effort to make that thing work out can open your imaginations, and before you know it, you're thinking about one way to bring it to life. I don't know if it has happened to you. It has happened to me. So whenever you are given the opportunity to do something, let your first answer, let the thing at the tip of your tongue not be no. Give it a try. Who knows? You might be good at that thing. You just needed an opportunity to showcase your talent, your creativity. So always be open to possibilities. That's it, guys. Let me give you a recap. Number 1, we talked about reading fiction novels or fiction books. The reason is because fiction is such that it opens your mind to possibilities. It opens your mind as you're reading. There is a pictorial representation of what you're reading in your head. That's how your imagination is worked out. And number 2, we talked about daydreaming and boredom. When you're in that state of not doing anything other than thinking about how to better your life, thinking or wishing on how to better your life, you can think about something, and by so doing, you make good use of your imaginations. And then number 3, we talked about being playful. Something about play brings about positivity, changes your mind, and before you know it, you're being creative. You're thinking about something that is going to better your life at the end of the day. And finally, being open to possibilities, because it is very important for you to open up your mind to opportunities that present themselves. Don't always say no. Don't always be ready to fight the person and say, I cannot do it though. I cannot do it though. This is not my strength. This is not where I know how to do things. Do you understand? Make sure that you're open to possibilities. Guys, that's the end of this video. If you've learned anything, or if there's anything that you usually do to boost your imagination, leave it down in the comment section and we will talk about it there. All right, don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell so that you get notified when the video drops. Once again, my name is Onyinye Favour. Thank you for watching. Bye.